I obviously welcome the All-Ireland Strategic Rail Review. I think it's a document that makes sense, planning our rail system on an all-island basis, and the fact that it's going to be reviewed on a regular basis also is welcome to ensure that we are meeting the different targets set out, the short, medium and long-term targets. But I live in the county of Cavan, and at the moment there's no rail service in Cavan or in Monaghan or in Fermanagh or Tyrone or Donegal or North Leitrim. So we have the whole of the northwest region without a rail service, and we are in the bottom 20 of EU, over 200 EU regions for infrastructure development. Now, I acknowledge that there are plans to put a railway service from Portadown down through Monaghan and Cavan. I was told it's around the 2040, so I'm not sure if it's in the medium or the long-term plans, but that will still leave quite an amount of the northwest without any connectivity, and it's unfortunate because we had better connectivity 20 or 60, 70 years ago. Like, my parents can remember using a rail service that came into Cavan, and next thing the whole thing was stopped, and if they'd even maintained the rail line at the time, it could have been upgraded. Instead, it was lifted with people allowed to build over it and so forth. So it's very unfortunate. I do welcome the fact that there will be a rail service restored again, but I wanted to support Senator Nelson Murray's call for the rail service into Navan, because that would again help a lot of people from Cavan who would travel through Navan and on further if they had a rail service even from there. There are times when I use the M3 Parkway to park up my car and take the train in, which it connects then at Clonsilla to the Maynooth train to get further into Dublin. But again, if that Maynooth train is late coming back, say from Conley or Drumcondra back out there, and you miss the connection train to the M3 Parkway, you're waiting the most of an hour for the next one. So if it could be tied in better, that if the train coming back to Clonsilla is late, most of the people going on the M3 one are coming from that Clonsilla train. I suppose in relation to trains, Cavan people can use those, but lots of Cavan people, especially if they live in the South Cavan area, use the Sligo train, and they will board it somewhere in Longford or Edgeworthstown, or maybe go over to Drummond in Leitrim. And that train, if you're working or going to college in Dublin, it leaves Dublin at 5 o'clock in the evening. And then most people don't finish work and have to get to Conley by 5 o'clock, you have to then wait till 7:30. So, I mean, and there's a lot of people depend on that train. It's regularly late, so people even getting in the morning, they're often late for work or college. It's often delayed in the evening by at least 15 minutes, if not 30. Then when it gets to the different stops, there's sometimes a local link service that's not connected up with the train times. So, I mean, it makes sense to connect them up so that people can go their whole journey using public transport, rather than, they're 5 minutes late, they miss the local link, and then they have to wait another half an hour or longer. I also do think we need to ensure connections with our airports as well. Like, we have airports. We're talking about a Metrolink to connect Dublin City out to the airport in Dublin, which will be great whenever it happens, if it happens. But we also have, like, the Knock Airport, we have Shannon Airport, we've airports in our different regions, and we do need public transport so people can access those airports as well. And ensure that people, as I said, are less dependent on their cars. We need to do so for environmental reasons, but as Senator Rabbitte said, a lot of young people are keen to use public transport for all the right reasons, and we need to do as much to ensure that they can do it without depending on the car. Thank you.
Good.